Good morning, welcome to Thursday. Just straighten these guys up a little bit. There we go. Good morning, sorry I'm just neatening Mr. Steve up. They're probably not very straight at all, are they? Good morning. Hope everyone's doing okay. Welcome to the 21st Paint with Pete. It is January the 21st, very strange, and slightly, well, just share good luck that 19, 20 and 21 have been the session and the date. So, hello, welcome. My name is Pete Obsolete. You are locked into the Paint with Pete session. Today is portraits, alright? So today, I'm just double checking this, lovely stuff. Today is going to be portraits, yeah, so we're going to play around with our pencils. We're going to start with the pencil. I'm going to go through the structure of the face, and then we're going to draw a celebrity. I'm not going to announce whose celebrity face is going to be the person who we're drawing today just yet. I'll do that in about 15 minutes. It's just gone 10 o'clock. We'll have about another minute. Grab yourself some pens and some paper and a little bit of imagination. Grab some water, grab some fruit as usual as well for the Paint with Pete sessions and life in general. And get yourself some paper set up. So I've just put some examples of some portraits up that I do. They are called stick faces. I'll talk through those in a sec. Thank you so much for the suggestions so far as well. We've had quite a few different suggestions. I've put them in my little attaché case, my very business-like suitcase. So they're all in there. I also have my hat, my sorting hat ready. I think I have decided on somebody that we're going to draw today. Someone in the current news sphere. And I think it's really wise to do it. You'll see why later. But yeah, those suggestions aren't going anywhere, okay? Every Thursday we're going to draw a famous person. Doesn't matter who it is. And I want you guys to suggest some names. Again, there is one name that stands out that we want to say goodbye to today. So you might have guessed. But if you have any suggestions of famous people or celebrities that you want me to draw or you want you to draw in these sessions, we can draw them together. We'll go through the structure and we'll draw something every week. Okay, so yeah, another minute. Actually, no, I think it's 2 minutes past 10 already, isn't it? Lovely stuff. So we're going to get it on. Let's start drawing. So portraits is today's lesson. Prince is wanting to fall over. Hello. There we are, Mr. Prince. Where are you going? Okay, so we're looking at the human face today. My blue tack's not being very strong today, is it? There we are. That's just my drawing sheet for later. No problemo. So on Monday I announced the fact that we were doing portraits on Thursday, and that I needed some suggestions. Thank you so much to everybody who's suggested something. I just want to show you some of my drawings. So you know where I'm coming from for today's session, all right? I will be drawing in my style. I've drawn hundreds and thousands, probably hundreds of different celebrity faces, from asking the audience members at my nights, or like if I'm working in my shop or anything, asking people to suggest things. So we have Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Well, it's Jack Nicholson with the Joker's mouth, basically. So I always try and bring a bit of the character out of the human and also the character they are portraying. So there's a little bit of Mad Jack. Jack as the Joker. You can go over there. We also have, we've been interrupted by him already, we have Prince as well. One of the hardest people to ever draw because he's incredibly effeminate and it's all about the subtlety in his face. But love this guy, absolutely love Prince. There's Prince. We have Rowdy Roddy Piper if you're into your wrestling or your conspiracy theory based movies. This is Rowdy Roddy Piper as the Drifter in They Live, the very first film where Obey as a brand came from. So I've drawn him wearing his glasses. He's also got his arm cut off as well, just to make sure. All the stick faces are kind of based on the idea of a zombie or the fact they're playing somebody else. So they are dead, but their character is alive, right? Not that dark, or as dark as it looks. Mr. Steve Buscemi with his crazy ass, Buscemi ass. So there we are. So again, trying to put a bit of the character in and make him look a little bit like his characters and himself. A couple of the suggestions so far we have had this man. I just wanted to show you guys that I definitely have drawn Quentin Tarantino already. Thank you for the shout though. You never know, you might go in again. Who knows? There's a couple in here. Who else we got? I mean, you can draw, when I say celebrity, I mean anybody. So we've got, you know, Johnny Depp as Edward Scissorhands as well there. He was part of the Christmas Faces a few years ago. And obviously we can do more local talent as well. So this is Verb T from the Four Owls. If you're into your hip hop, you will probably know them. Certainly UK hip hop. One of the best MCs, one of the best battlers in the rap battle scene in England. And I chose to put him in his mask. And last but by certainly no means least, Mr. Shotty Horror, local legend, absolute gentleman. An amazing wordsmith, an amazing character, and absolutely killing the music scene, and has been for ages. So this was drawn from the Don't Flop set of series. So I drew each rap battler as a character. So I have the full back catalogue of those as well. I might release some of these as posters if anyone wants it on the side. If anyone wants some posters, please give me a shout. Or if stuff like that, if you want something like that, give me a shout as well. Okay, so we're going to do the basic structure of the face to start with. I'm going to leave the music off until we're drawing said celebrity in about 10 minutes. We're going to start drawing him in about 10 minutes. I am, however, just going to grab a pen. We'll do green. And another look at it. Another green. Wow, that wasn't very lucky. Come on. There we go. Okay, so I've got a bright blue as well. I think he's right. So we're going to go through the basic structure of the human face. I'm going to do it on this one. So we're going to just go through the kind of really, really basic structure. If your face is facing forward, please follow along. It's very simple. I'll be using green just so you can see the lines. I might throw a few different colours in to show the eyes, the nose and the mouth. The simple breakup, the shape, the balancing, and then we're going to try and draw a select. Well, we are definitely going to draw it. I'm going to put two images together. We're going to try and draw that. Okay, so first things first. Check your pen works. Lovely. Okay, so the first things first is draw a big upside down egg. All right. So nice big egg. A little bit wider at the top and a little bit narrower at the bottom. All right. Again, if you see me doing more than one line, that's fine. This is just the structure or the template for our face. Let's see if this can get in. Okay. Once we've got that, we need to cut him in half. So we go half and then half. All right. It might be a bit off center because I'm a little bit to one side. That's all right. Make it a bit realer. There we are. It's fine. Again, if it's rough, don't worry. These are just guidelines. So half and half. We then cut the bottom half in half. And then we cut the bottom section in half again. All right. I always put E for my eye line, N for the bottom of my nose, and M for my mouth line. Eyes, nose, and mouth pretty much set up. The next thing is to break the head into 5. Our eyes are 1/5 of our head. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 lines equals 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces. Okay, and then for the eyes, we put the circles in. So just basically draw a circle that fills the 2 eye lines. So it looks a little bit like a robot, just a little bit C-3PO-ish. And then find the middle of the eye, so the middle of the circle here, and then draw a line straight down. Again, if you're doing the structure lines in felt tip and then working over in felt tip, the face can look really, really experimental. If you want to just use pencil and then go over it, go over the top lines, which aren't these yet, I'll do the top lines in a minute, then you obviously can do that as well. There's the eyes. So the eye width means the mouth width as well. So these lines mean that your mouth is roughly that sort of size. Again, use your mirror. Not everyone's face will be the same, but eyes normally are the middle of the eyes are the width of the mouth. Okay, with the nose is just a long triangle. So we come down and down. Maybe a little bit narrower. Again, if you're drawing yourself, have a look at your nose. If I've got quite a narrow nose, if you've got a narrow nose, draw it narrow. If you've got a wider nose, draw it wider. There we are. So that's our basic thing. And then we've got our ears on the side as well. So we do our ears. They go from the ear, eye line to the nose line, all right, all the way down. And that is a rather strange robot human face, okay? That is our basic, very basic structure of it. After that, it's a case of looking and applying what your eye tells you, okay? So look at the detail in the eye, look at the nose and the mouth. Again, practice, practice, practice. The more faces you look at, the more it will become second nature, and the more, or the easier it will be to kind of draw a face and customize it to the person you're drawing. At the moment, we are just using our imaginations, so it's whatever we want in our heads. So I'm going to just fill in the eyes, nose and mouth fairly basically, and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference against that green. So eyes are normally oval, so I'm going to draw the eye shape above just so you guys can see it, and then I'll put the eyes in as well. It might look like he's got 3 sets of eyes, it's fine. So the eyes like this, so they just go here. Nice big ovals. You can put your eyes in if you want to make it a bit more human. Just about see that. Okay. So again, where we've drawn our circles, that is our eye sockets. We can touch those. We can literally feel the bone structure of our own face. So I've got some jaw. I've got my eye sockets. I can feel my bones in my face. We can use that as part of our influence, part of our inspiration. So we can touch our face. My cheeks are about just above my nostrils, so we're here. So cheekbones can come in. We've also got our mouth. So again, just look at the shape of your mouth. I'm going to draw a rough mouth. I'll show this to the camera soon as well. There's some lips. Okay, with the nostrils, with the nose, noses are very, very difficult because they've got angles and shadow. But if we're drawing it straight, most of the time it's going to be a fairly straight line nose if we're just drawing our normal face, our basic face. So again, follow those eyebrows. They come round. So the eyebrows are coming around and we come down and down. And then obviously, again, use your eyes. I've got 2 nostrils. Mine are quite like shotguns, so you can see them at the front. So I've got 2 holes here. Then I've got my nostrils, the fleshy bit. And then the fulcrum and the point as well. So the point can be quite difficult to draw. I normally put a little circle just so I know where the light's going to hit it. So a little circle here. So I know that the light's coming from the front. There we are. Okay, so we've got eyes, nose and mouth. I might bushy the eyebrows up so you can see them a bit more. Again, just following the hair follicles. There we go. Okay, and then we've got his jaw and his head as well. So we need to put his head, the final line in his head and the final line in the jaw. So let's put the ears in as well while we're here. Right, and then we come down and follow that. Pick one of the lines that you like this one. And come down. And then again, use your elbow pivot to draw his head. And we'll put some details in again. Cut him off, why not? he's not real, so it's not dark. I'm just adding a bit of effect to him. And we can put his pupils in. Colour them. There we go. And then again, details on the face will allow it to look more human. So I'm going to put the cheek crease in, and maybe some detail on the cheek. You probably can't see it because I've got a beard, but you can feel the chin bone and how your jaw is structured, where your teeth are as well. So again, I'm just going to put these in, the creases. A little jaw lump. And again, you can have any sort of, that's a bit out. You can have any sort of hair you choose. He can be wearing a hat like our breakfast items were. He can have an afro, dreads. He can have crazy kind of, Edward Scissorhands hair. He can be wearing a mask like Verb T's drawing. Anything else, again, little details will always make it. I'll do the hair in a second. There we go. And again, simply by adding a weird kind of headline, he can look surprised or delighted or happy or sad, anything you like. Okay, there we go. Adam's apple. Let's give him a neat haircut. So I'm going to give him a short back and sides. So it's kind of short. And we're going to just come around. Obviously, hair breaks your skull. So your skull, I don't have any hair, but your skull is different from your hair. So you need to break that skull line if we're going to add some hair detail, all right? There we go. And there we go. Okay, so our basic face, very, very basic. But again, practice makes. I know he's a little bit wonky. Morning, Ed, by the way. What's up, guys? How are we doing, everybody? Give me a shout out if you want me to say hello to you, please do. If you want to say good morning to each other, please also do that. Also take photos of your work as well. So this guy, if someone wants to come up with a name, please do. Just a very simple, basic structure of the face. We drew a big egg. We cut him in half, and then cut it in half, and then cut the bottom half in half, then half again. So we've got our eye line, our nose line, and our mouth line. We then filled those details in, so we put our oval eyes in the eyes, using the circle as our eye socket, our nose, and our very simple shaped mouth, right? We then added details, so things like creases in the face, jawline, a little bit of shading, maybe some eyebrows and some hair will really cement it as a human being. And obviously you can customize that at will. I've decided to just give him a jagged neck. That's all I've done. And again, sort of planning for the future. So I've got like a little light area on the nose, so I know if I was to colour it in, that's where the light's going to be shining on it. Okay, I'll leave that up, just so you can see where we go from here. It's about 20 past. Where can he go? He can go there, can't he? He's all right. See him under there, can't you? Lovely. As you can see, I need to add a little bit more layer to this. We've got our writing. But I'm going to spend 10 minutes just prepping our celebrity. All right, again, I asked everyone to shout out some names. I've been trying to avoid saying his name or even just kind of seeing the pictures of him. But I think today, as it's the first day of the 46th President of the United States, shout out to President Joe Biden, I think we should draw Trump for the very last time. Okay, I've printed some pictures off. I'll try not to use his name because I think it's a really good cathartic way of getting him out of your system. However, for one more time, for one last day, I'm going to look at his picture. All right, so I've got a couple of pictures that I'm going to bring in to a drawing. All right, so this is the first one. There we are, very strange man, but that's the picture we'll use. So good hair detail. This is the second picture. And again, says a lot about his personality and who he is, and also his skincare regime. And this is the picture we're going to combine it with. Okay, so again, I'm using my imagination. I'm thinking of two objects. One's a human, one's a balloon. Well, both of them are balloons, because one's full of hot air. So I'm going to use Donald Trump's face and a hot air balloon. I'm going to try and combine those drawings, and we're going to create a Donald Trump hot air balloon flying away, maybe having people wave him goodbye. Okay, so something really nice. Like again, I'm going to bin these pictures as soon as we're done with them, because I don't want anything to do with Donald Trump anymore. I'm sure we're all the same as well. So if you are wanting to draw Donald Trump as a balloon with me, please do. Again, I'm not expecting, you know, award-winning drawings by any stretch of the imagination. I just want to see how you guys draw the suggestions, and obviously I want to test myself a little bit. I've drawn Donald Trump once before, but not as a hot air balloon. So I'm going to try and put all the annoyance and all the horrible emotions that are in this face into the balloon. I'm going to grab some water. 10 minutes before we have a cup of tea as well. So again, all I'm really going to do is sketch up the kind of basic idea. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'll get my piece up. Here he is. I certainly don't want to be dissing any of the suggestions or anything like that. Again, they will go into the hat for next week. So any ideas that you come up with, I really do want to include. I just think today is a really good day. It's a good day anyway because we're drawing, but it's extra good because Donald Trump's not in the White House. So let's celebrate that by drawing him as a hot air balloon blowing away, and we can wave him off. Okay, so the way I would start this is by a couple of little sketches. I've done a few already that I've kind of tested myself. So I've kind of just wanted to get his expressions, but also the kind of end result. So I've drawn a very small version of what I want the end to look like. So he's kind of Donald Trump's face on a massive balloon. So again, because our basic structure is going to be the balloon, I want to get the balloon correct. And then I'm going to try and put this face in the balloon, but with that expression. I hope that makes sense. I will try that now. I hope you can see the pencil lines. Obviously, again, I'm going to pencil a lot and then go over it in a black line. Because we are concentrating a little bit more today, it's a little bit more technical, a little bit more real. You know, we're not using our imagination to create everything. We're kind of concentrating on actual pictures. We're going to leave the music off today. So if you want to get some tunes on at your, wherever you are, in your studio, front room, bedroom, whatever you are, please get some tunes on. Whatever's going to make you feel like you want to draw. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to start with the balloon. Okay, so we've got the balloon roughly in pencil. You can see that, probably not. I'll just go over that a little bit. And then the little basket, which can be the rest or the majority of the Republican Party, can't it, I guess? I try not to get too political or too involved, but there are some things that obviously you can't avoid. Donald Trump has sadly been one of those things for the past couple of years. Okay, so we've got our rough hot air balloon and basket as well. So this is where the fire comes. Yeah, maybe we could do some Republicans in here. Okay, so they're flying off in their Donald Trump hot air balloon. Okie dokie, so again for this face, the way we kind of work through this is turn it a little bit. So I'll show you really quickly on this because I want to make sure this drawing gets done. But if we are drawing a face to the side, so if instead of being front on, we're slightly turned, all we have to do again is use our imagination, create a template or a structure, until we're happy with it, and then we can ink it. So again, nice. If you want the egg, let's do the egg. And then say, well, use that line. That mistake line will come in. So if you want him facing this way, first I'll put a line down here. And again, because we're 3D beings, we have to come in at a little curve. And a little curve. And a little curve. This is where being really good, being an observer really comes into it. The more you look at different things and other people's faces and how they turn it, again, even if you're having a mirror looking at selfies, there will be foreshortening. So the eye will be smaller here than it is here. The nose will come down. The mouth will be shorter here than it is here. Alright? So there is a turn in the face. The ear will come forward a little bit. And obviously then the jaw changes as well, so you get a bit more of a profile on the jaw. Alright, so he is slightly turned, facing this way. So his eyes will be this a little bit further over. Hopefully you'll see that come out in the drawing. Even if it's not on the pencil line, you definitely will see it on the pencil, on the pen line, sorry. So back to Mr. D. Again, tiny hands, tiny face, lots and lots of chin, alright, lots and lots of neck. So, just going to guesstimate in here. So you want his hair. Stupid hair. And he's obviously balding as well. Again, just observing, seeing how Trump looks on there, and just put in all the information that we have and that we can see into the drawing. All right, there we go. So his hair's there. Again, he's turned, so it's gonna be about here, and then about there, kind of. His ears are bigger than that. So I'm going to do all his proportions really close together, so it accentuates how big he is. And that is a little bit too short. Much better. Okay, so not that line, again with this line. And again, we're just looking for the hints and the little subtleties that a pencil is made for. It will really help you become at one with your artwork if you are okay with your pencil. So his eyes. I'm gonna use, I want these eyebrows on it, so we're just gonna put some crazy hairy eyebrows in. Again, we kind of went down this a little bit on Monday for the dueling. We drew some different types of eyes, and there's a kind of mix of anger, sadness, and drive in Donald Trump's eyes, and that's quite difficult to replicate. But again, they're so defined, like as Donald Trump's eyes, that I think it would be remiss if we did do that or put that kind of passion into it. So we have to go imagine it a little bit. Horrible man. And he's got a really small mouth and hands. Excuse me. So he's kind of doing this with his mouth. Again, make some noises. It will help you invoke that character of it. Excuse the weird noises. Okay, again, horrible looking face. I can't wait to not look at his face anymore, ever again. Okay, and then it's just a case of adding loads and loads of creases. I'd be knackered if I was him as well. And obviously we've got to follow, we've got this picture as a kind of profile nod. And then it's basically just a big lump in it. Until his chin, which is about there. Yeah, a bit further maybe. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do it like this. So he's going to be in his suit. I'm going to draw him with his little hands as well. Tiny little hands. There we go. Okay, it's officially brew time. That is bang on time in that. So again, I've done the basics. I'll show you closer to the camera. Why not? So there's Mr. Trump as a balloon so far. I'm just going to double check. Yeah, you can. So we've got the kind of overall balloon shape coming in with a little basket at the bottom for all his Republican knobhead friends. Excuse my French. And then we've done his hair at the top of the balloon. Again, the proportions will be a little bit different because we're blending two objects. So the shape of the balloon isn't the shape of a human face, kind of, but not all the way. So we have to use our imagination a bit. So I've cut the hair off here. The hair's going to be going over his ear. And then he's got these crazy eyebrows. And there's a kind of blend of two different pictures. Again, a lot of imagination and a little bit of practice, okay? That's the balance as well. Little practice, lots of imagination. It'll make you want to practice more. But again, it's brew time. He's going back on the wall. So if you want to go and grab a cup of tea, grab some water, grab some fresh air, anything like that, give me a shout out as well. Please do. Quentin's running away. Sorry, guys. And again, any more suggestions for the coming weeks? Again, once they're in the magic hat, in the sorting hat of the Paint with Pete portrait selection, they will be there until we draw them. Okay, so all the names will go into a pot, and even if we don't do it one week, we'll do it the next week. It's brew time though, everybody. So yeah, another couple of minutes, another 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, and we'll start putting lines on our Donald Trump balloon. I'm going to wave goodbye to him at the end, alright? Amazing. Please send me your work. I'll do my spiel as well. I need to do a little bit of painting in a sec. But if you just need to get creative and stuff, you're in the right place. Give me a shout out. I am Pete Obsolete and Obsolete Formats MCR on Facebook. Pete Obsolete, Obsolete Formats on Instagram. I am Obsolete Formats on YouTube. All the videos went up yesterday. Please have a look at the Paint with Pete. And Snob Ross over on Twitter. Okay, so I need to put some white in my painting. I get itchy fingers if I'm not painting. So I'm just going to put a white layer over our skull. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right, lovely. Okay, so even that is all starts with the face structure. Okay, so even the skull that looks like I've just freestyled, just picked a paintbrush up and painted a rough skull on it. I have eyes, nose, mouth. We've got the headline. We've got a kind of ratio that I also can play with because they're freestyle skulls. They're not official. You know, they're not drawings or paintings or photographs of skulls. so I can freestyle that. But it still all starts in the portrait. So where the face structure comes in, the freedom to stick to that or to not stick to that is completely up to you. That's where imagination comes in. Lovely stuff. Let me just grab some water. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I'm missing the comments. I can't even say Mrs. Barton. Good morning, Mr. Fingy. How are we doing? Everyone, shout out Naya if you're saying hello. Mrs. Barton has suggested putting Donald Trump's picture on a balloon and then popping it. Great idea. One of my artist friends, he also DJ'd at my art night Overdrawn. It's called Stan Chow. He won an award for creating a Time magazine cover, which was his graphic version of Donald Trump being made into an actual balloon and then let off, and it was a photo of the balloon blown away. So great minds think alike. Good work, everybody, and again, please shout each other out. If anyone wants to come up with a name for the Trump balloon while I'm drawing it, please do. I will leave this guy up. Okay. Just in case anybody is wanting to just practice drawing the face rather than drawing Donald Trump, I've got a bit of Trumpage to do. So let's go. I'm going to choose my flat and my thin black pen. This is only going to be black and white to start with, much like the other sick faces or the other portraits. So. I'm going to go for some hair first. No, I'm not. I'm going to do his jaw and his nose. Okay, so. So we've got his eyes. And that really weird mouth. I just want to make sure that mouth gets in. Horrible. It's making me feel a little bit sick being in this close to this picture, but needs must, innit? All for art. Okay. And we've got his ears. So again, just going back to my reference pictures. Okay. Okay, so I've done eyes, nose, mouth and ear. I'm going to do is the outline on here. Okay, so he's got his neck fat. Do his suit in a minute. Okay. Okay, we're going to go for the hair as well. So back to this reference picture. Yep, okay. Again, taking a little bit of time just to have a think, have a look. That's horrible. So it goes, okay, so there's a massive comb over here. Again, once you've got the hair in, you can kind of follow the line a lot. Okay. Fill them in a minute with a thinner, just to give it a bit of depth. Okay, and then what a joke. But then it kind of comes forward. Again, I'm guessing a little bit, but just kind of just fill it in as we see it. We've still got 20 minutes, so I'm glad I'm taking a little bit more time on this. It's starting to take form a little bit. Let's see how it goes. And I hope you guys are at some sort of stage that you're feeling a bit more confident. You can see it coming through. Oh wow, the ultimate comb over. It's one of the hardest hairs, or head of hairs, I've got to draw. Everywhere. That is camouflage, isn't it? Wow. As you can see, I'm just kind of putting the many different curved lines of Donald Trump's hair in, just to see how it fits and where I need to add to. Okay. Again, we need to add a little bit more with a thinner pen. So far, I think that's getting somewhere, getting somewhere. Okay. I'm just going to draw the bottom in so that it's kind of like body and the basket as well. So there's his suit and his little arms. And then the basket with one hanging on for dear life. Oh, oops. Just a basket of sad politicians. That's one word for them. There we go. And his other arm. Okay. I'm going to do the outline of his mega eyebrows in the thick. Obviously there's still a lot of detail to go for face, creases and hair detail in the other pen. However, let's just get the rough shapes in. Yeah. Much as I was doing on there, yep. Okay, I think it's time we swap to our thinner pen because there are details that we need to add with a slightly thinner pen. Yeah, it's got thick creases there. Okay, so we're going to switch it to my thinner pen. So again, these were fresh this morning. Again, if you want to know my pens, they are Uni Poscas. I can only vouch 1,000,000% for these. I love these pens. This is a 5M, this is a 3M. It's slightly narrower, 3mm, 5mm thickness of nib. That's what that means. So his little hands first. Tiny little hands. Okay. And then we've got stuff like teeth detail, and again facial creases, and a little bit of hair in there as well. So let's get his teeth in. I can't wait to not look at this picture anymore. Again, just colouring in the negative in the mouth. Little details in the lips there, just to show the crackedness, I guess. Okay, and then it's time to go crazy on the creases. So as you can tell from the pictures, you've seen Donald Trump, he's a very creased man. So that fake tan does him no justice, does it at all? Okay, just under his eyes, so his eye bags. He's got a high nose crease and that. Ear detail, again, these are just adding the human bits to it. And his creases in his chin. I'm going to do him sweating as well, so I'm just going to put a little bit of slime or like drip on him, because if he's not nervous about what happens next, he should be. There we go, so he's melting a little bit as well. Oh, sad Donald. Oh, the little man. Okay. Just over 10 minutes to go. I think we'll be finished bang on time. Just again, these little details always count. Wow. Okay. Tiny hands. Okie doke. Okay, I'm going to draw a couple of people waving him goodbye as well. So, bye. Okay, I am going to look for a rubber really quickly. Excuse the rummaging. I'm just looking for a rubber so I can rub out my pencil lines and just get the drawing a little bit cleaner. I don't think I've got one there. No. Sadly not. Okay, that's fine. I will just add a little bit of colour though, because I think we have to, don't we? Just a little subtle hint of yellow for his barnet. Just being really light with my pen, so I'm not really pushing down, I'm just using it as a brush almost. Sadly I haven't got Impeach for his skin tone, I'm afraid. I've got bright orange, but I'm not going to colour him in bright orange. Okay, let's give him a blue suit. Just looking for a dark blue for his suit. There we go. Okay. What else have we got? Where's my orange? I'm just looking for an orange. Apologies. Last bit of colour to our Donald Trump. Just adding a little flare of touch, maybe a little bit of pink as well, just because he's rather pink as a man. There we go. Okay. And voila! So, here is Donald Trump as a hot air balloon. I hope he looks a bit like Donald Trump. Again, very interesting person to draw, a very characterful face. I'm very happy that I can do this now. And this, Trump's in the bin. He's also on the wall, but as a joke, so I'm just going to write in our bubble font that we created yesterday, just in case people don't know. So Trump. There we are. Okie dokie. So yeah, please give me a shout out and send me your work if you've drawn Donald Trump with me as well. 10 million points. If you've got to the point where you're drawing a couple of different faces like this, amazing work, and again, just incredibly good practice for anything, whether it is kind of silly drawings or a bit more serious drawings. So certainly the structure of the face, this structure helps this and this, and also the more kind of technical drawings. I will show you a couple more of these. It was one of my favourite projects to ever do. Again, I'm going to scan them all in and get them up. So there's Einstein. Who else have we got? There's Quentin again. George Orwell, off of 1984. Noam Chomsky, went down a bit of a psychologist route as well. Again, it's anybody, any kind of celebrity. There's Quentin. Very important that you don't kind of limit yourself. There's the Sticky Bandits from Home Alone. Or the Wet Band, sorry, Sticky Bandits from Home Alone 2. Tom York, one of my favourites. Again, it was kind of, there was a load more character in him than I thought. Like, I kind of see Tom York as being a very introspective, kind of insular guy. But simply from looking at his face for a little bit and drawing him, the character comes out so much more. There we are. You also find that you've got a weird connection with that celebrity once you've drawn them as well. So there's Liam Gallagher. Shouts to Miss Katie D for the Liam Gallagher shout. There's Liam from a few years ago. You feel a kind of weird connection because you've studied their face so much, or you've looked at them or researched them a little bit. Just really, really good practice. And again, the more you feel at one with that piece, the more confident you are to draw it. There's my self-portrait for Christmas a few years ago. So please believe it is absolutely anybody. I've got Marilyn Manson here. Literally anybody you want. I want to be running these every week, so every week we'll have a new. There's another Pete, another self-portrait for the Sick Face promo. So again, if you know, this will be running until the Paint with Pete ends, which I don't, you know, I'm very excited to keep going until Furlough's finished, potentially even further than that. I know there's a few collaborations coming out as well that I really hope you keep one eye up for. I mean, I've worked with Most Wanted quite a few times and we've done a few collabs, but there's something coming out in the next couple of weeks. So please follow me, I'm Pete Obsolete. Follow Most Wanted, that is Most Wanted Wines. They are a wine company, but they are very, very creative and a really good example of what a modern company can actually do. And they work with me as an artist and I absolutely love them. So they support local. Talking of supporting local, please, you know, there are hundreds, thousands, millions of artists in the world, certainly in Manchester and England. Please support them, right? You are supporting me by just watching and sharing and liking stuff. Thank you so much for the stuff, for the support recently. Genuinely, really feeling it, really getting a lot of energy about the new year, even if it's lockdown and stuff. I'm still finding myself getting really excited about ideas because of, you know, audience members like yourself and little initiatives like this, just to keep me a bit creative. Talking of repping local, shouts to Voodoo Black. If you're into your kind of bit more thought-provoking hip-hop, produced by absolute amazing people. The latest album, Sitting at the Table, features people like Leaf Dog, who is in a crew called 4 Owls. That's where Verb T's from. Shouts to Double O and Sparks and Cutters and Ellis Mead and everybody supporting local and national music as well. If you can, put your hand in your pocket and help out, because obviously any independent artist, musician, MC, singer, painter, graphic designer is struggling a little bit at the moment. Again, you can support me by liking and sharing, telling your friends, getting them involved. Obviously the things we produce in the Paint with Pete's will go into the gallery. I might customise them, I might work on them a little bit, turn them into paintings and stuff. But please have a look at my site. It's houseobsolete.bigcartel.com. I have a massive 25% off sale, so you can buy anything, you know, put anything in the cart that you want, and then at the cart at the checkout, put "Stay safe," and you get a massive 25% off. Right, that's running until till March as well, till the till Furlough's relieved. So if you want to grab anything from me, please do. You will be helping me, helping the Paint with Pete sets, and obviously building my brand. And I'm very, very keen to do as much interactive art-based activities with you guys, with anyone, as I can. So that's where any of the funds that come from the art will go directly into Obsolete as a whole. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you got a bit of energy out. Again, if you're still drawing, little clap from me, and 10 million points to everybody watching. Send me your Donald Trumps. I'll put him online. And yeah, if you send me some stuff, I'm super keen to share it and show the world that this is actually something that does work, and that simply by drawing something silly like Donald Trump as a balloon can really change your head and get away from the rain and snow and the grey from outside, alright? Stay safe, stay creative, peace and love, and I'll see you tomorrow for the gallery, okay? We'll be putting everything on the gallery wall, be flipping the camera around, and we'll be looking at what we've done this week, maybe some more doodles as well. Lovely stuff, have a good afternoon, see you tomorrow.